Hello, welcome back. I hope you're doing very well. Just a quick video today. Someone on Facebook asked me for a tutorial about pitching up or pitching down samples or drum loops in particular to match whatever project tempo you want to work in. So that's what we're going to do. You can see we're in the sample editor here and I've got a drum loop loaded in. Now this sample is from Splice, which means it's given us the BPM, it's told us what the BPM is, which is 120. Now obviously when you know what the BPM is, it's much easier because you can time stretch. But if you've ripped a CD or if you've recorded or sampled a loop out of a vinyl record, you won't know what the BPM is, and that's what this method is for. So before we process this sample and mess around with the BPM, the first thing we want to do is trim it into a 1-bar loop for this example. So we're in pad mode now, so we've got the pad icon selected. And if we press the top right pad, that will play our sample in a continuous loop, which makes it nice and easy to find our start and end points. So let's just do that now. Where are we? Nearly. There you go, perfect loop. So we press stop and we press process and discard. So now we've just got that 1-bar loop running. So if this was a sample, forget that's there. This is a sample, we don't know what the BPM is. We need to detect the BPM before we can do anything with it. And at the bottom of the sample editor, there's this little white arrow here, which you might not have noticed. If you tap that, we get a set of additional controls at the bottom, one of which says detect. So press detect and you'll see a number come up. Now press detect again and you'll see that it has detected the BPM of our sample at 119.86 BPM. So we press close and we can see Splice said it was 120. That's nearest, damn it. That difference isn't going to make any difference at all. So we now know that our sample is at 120 BPM. And if this was a sample you brought in from somewhere else, like I said, a vinyl record or a CD, this is how you find out. And more importantly, how the force finds out what the BPM is. So the force now knows what this BPM is. So say, for example, we wanted to use this sample in a bit of drum and bass, we would probably be working at 160 BPM or thereabouts. So we're going to set our project tempo to 160 BPM. Now, obviously, this sample is way too slow at the moment. So the next thing we're going to do is tap this from BPM button and it comes up with some stuff here. So this is the vanilla sample. This is as it is at the moment. So we've got 4 beats, no tuning, 119.86. So what we want to do is tap this match button and it will then edit this sample to run at the same BPM as our project tempo. So when we press match, you can see that the force is applied. It's basically pitched it up by 5 semitones, I guess that is. So if we just press that again, you can see what it's done. It's tuned it up by 5 semitones or tones. I think it's probably semitones, and which has brought the BPM up to 160, which is what we wanted. So if we press play, this is our 160 BPM metronome. Matches perfectly. So the force has detected the BPM of the sample we're working with, and it's automatically pitched it up to match with the project tempo. So you can now save this as a new sample. You could chop it up, resample it, do whatever you want with it. But that is basically it. It's really simple. So just to recap, trim your sample to 1 bar or 2 bars, whatever. On that note, this thing here, this where it says from BPM, if your sample that you've chopped is more than 4 beats, you just need to make sure this value is accurate. So if it's 8 beats, make that 8 beats, so on and so forth. Because if you get that wrong, it won't be able to make the right correction. But yeah, so trim your sample, detect the BPM, and then go from BPM match, and it will match it to the project tempo that you're working with. That's it. Piece of cake. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.